Well, there was, yeah, because football was so different in those days that I would suggest that most clubs had drinkers and social guys, in the team, and that was the norm in those days. Nowadays, we get so many. I think because there's so many foreign players come over, they don't drink as much. They might have a smoke, but they don't drink as much. So I don't know what's worse for you, to be honest. But yeah, there was a few Spurs, there was a few Manchester United. And Fergie come in and stop that, or put a halt to most of it. But look, you're training every day. I suppose it's best not to drink than drink, but when you're training every day, then you're sweating out. And in those days, there was no fancy wines or champagne, to be honest. It was beer or Guinness, and you used to sweat that off. So I don't really look into that. And I've said all along that if it was that bad for us, in those days we ruled Europe in the 80s. Ruled it with the teams, right? And you tell me the foreign teams like Barca, Real Madrid, Bayern, they weren't drinkers in those days. They had their own routine, which they're still doing now. So, again, I take it with a pinch of salt. If I had my choice again, I probably wouldn't drink. But when things are going wrong and things are going rough, like so many at the bottom sitting on the table, the Premier, maybe now and again you have to get them all out together and have a sesh and get a few things off people's chests, because when they have a couple of drinks, they'll tell you the truth. Yes, I do. I think I could get on with Pep. I think I could get on with Jurgen. I think there's a lot I could get on with, no problem. I'd listen. I wouldn't be talking too much. I'd listen and wait, because the game has changed. There's no doubt about it. So I wouldn't be talking like I do on radio, but I'd love to listen to hear what they had to say and give an input. Well, it is, as long as you've got to be careful that you don't get carried away when you have a bit and you have a few drinks. It's very easy to say, I'll get it back. You've got to have a little plan, and you've got to have a budget every day if you're going there the whole week. I'm certainly not in the government's camp when it comes to, we're going to have to stop people having a bet, and some of the bookmakers now restrict you. Whoa, your mother can't hold your hand all your life. You've got to be an adult. You've got to be grown up. You've got to say to yourself, that's my budget, and when I run out, I run out. Don't go chasing. And that is the key. Don't chase your money, because then you don't enjoy it as much. And if you're lucky to have a win, don't go mad. Take your winnings. Don't try and quadruple them. Take a profit each day if you can, if you're lucky enough. Because Cheltenham, you'll get 12 to 1, 14, 20 to 1 winners. If you're lucky to get one, it sets you up for the whole week. Don't be greedy. It was wonderful, because I was asked as a kid in Glasgow when I was 15, would I let you go and trial to Ipswich? I said, yeah, where is it? No, I had no idea. No idea. I'd heard of Bobby Robson, I'd heard of Kevin Beattie, but that was about it, to be honest. Then by the time I got down here on trial, there was Johnny Walk, there was George Burley, there was a lot of Scottish lads, Newcastle lads. It was a breath of fresh air. I went, where'd I sign? It was wonderful. I'd just getting after the 1978 when we beat Arsenal in the Cup. I flew the following morning to America to try and find a yard of pace. Bobby thought it'd do me good. Rather than lying on the beach drinking San Miguel, said, get yourself to America. Find me some pace. And I did. I met George Best. Played against Bestie and people like that. So I had a beer with them instead. But it was a great. I went all over America. It was wonderful. Came back, basically getting the team. And of course, 81. 82, we should have won the league twice. Liverpool came on an almighty run to beat us. And Villa beat us in 81 when we lost the semi-final of the FA Cup. We had a good run in the League Cup. We thought we were going to win the old First Division, which is now the Premier. And luckily enough, we beat Villa home and away and knocked them out of the FA Cup. But they had less injuries than we had. And we both didn't have squads. Villa ended up winning, playing 14 players. You tell the guys that now. 14 players they won the league with. Whereas, we were playing, we had one sub at the time. When we were playing, if we had 2 injuries, we were struggling. And we just ran out of players, so we had to settle for the UEFA Cup. The UEFA Cup run was amazing. I remember we were pretty lucky in Greece. We played Aris Salonika. And it was a battle out there. The coach got stoned after the game, bricks, bottles, you name it. And then it was amazing. We played Bohemians of Prague. Panenka, that great player, played for them. Always remember, I remember running out in Prague in the stadium, packed to the rafters, smelling the booze and the tobacco. You could smell all around you. And we beat them. And then we played Woodzo Lots from Poland. Boniak, remember Boniak? Red hair, Juventus. Beat them 5-0. Battered them. Absolutely battered them. Progressed to quarterfinals. Saint Etienne had never been beaten at home in Europe. We battered them 4-1. Rocheteau, Dominic Rocheteau, the French George Best. You had Platini, Michel. You had Johnny Rep. What a side they had, by the way. And we battered them. Semi-final, Cologne. There was a guy called Bonoff at the back, Rainer Bonoff. You had Schumacher in goal. Klaus Fischer up front, and this wee bandy guy in the wing. Looks as if he just got off a horse, right? No one knew who he was. Pierre Litbarski. What a player he turned out to be. And then we won the final in Amsterdam, home and away against a very, very good Dutch side. Half the side were in the Dutch national side. And we beat them to win it. So thank God we won something that year because we had some side. Then the following year we get knocked out of cups early. And the team broke up. Bobby left and we ran out of money. And just, everyone left the club, which was a great, great shame. But I live in Suffolk and I still get out now and again. Well, to be quite frank, Celtic Rangers will have to come to the Premier. But I don't think it's going to happen because it's the turkeys vote for Christmas. What chairman in the Premier League are going to say, oh, we'll step aside, bring in Celtic Rangers? That's not going to happen. And if it did happen, for some reason, if suddenly they said we're bringing them in, and we're having 2 more extra sides, what happens to the Dundees, the Hibs, the Hearts, the Aberdeens? I'm of the opinion it'll kill Scottish football. I think it'll kill it stone dead. All the kids growing up in Scotland, not just Glasgow, who supported Celtic Rangers, will want to support. They want to keep supporting them because they're going to be playing Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, etc. It's going to make them even more Celtic Rangers fans rather than support the local sides like Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen. I think it'd kill it stone dead. It's where do you put them? Do you put them at the bottom? They wouldn't do it. Do they go in at that level, Division 2, and work their way up from Division 2 1? I have no doubt whatsoever Celtic Rangers, the Premier, with the money they would get, would maybe first year would be hard, but then they'd survive, no danger, because at home they'd be awesome. And with the type of players that they could bring in, then they'd have a fighting chance, there's no doubt about it, of being good Premiership clubs. Giants even, they could be up there after 2 or 3 seasons with the money. Celtic Rangers have got 2-3 million from television rights. What does the least club in England get, the Premier? Is it 150 plus? So it's a huge difference, by the way, huge difference. So I wouldn't dismiss them, that they'd struggle. I think if they could somehow survive first year, second year, then they get stronger and stronger. Yeah, I've got a bigger bin to my right, and that's where I want to put it. I cannot stand it. I have no idea what is a handball now. I'm still struggling with offsides, what phase. But the handball and the penalties, I haven't got a clue what's a penalty anymore. I really haven't got a clue. Some of the decisions they're making, I promise you, are diabolical. But the handball was the worst thing. I was quite happy with just, was the ball over the line or not? Or was it in the box or not? And let the referee and the linesman, let them get on with it. For me, no. It's not for me. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And we've changed too many rules in football. We didn't need to change them all. I think over the line was crucial. And if it's a penalty in the box or not, where the foul was committed, fine. But that's it. Offside, maybe, if it's clear cut. But the phase of offside drives me mad. The handball, I'm just clueless. I've no idea. Well, I don't mind talking about them, but when some of them are so blatant, you think, how the hell has he missed that? Well, because if you think back before VAR, we'd go to the pub and argue about, that linesman was blind. How did he miss that? He wasn't up with play. Or how did the referee? Who did he support as a kid? You've always had these arguments. But but we're now arguing when they're meant to have the technology to prove it correct, 100% correct. We're still getting it wrong. Well, Dalglish would have to be. Crikey, how did I do that? I was going to say Hoddle or Dealers, but Brian Robson has to get in. Has to get in. So if I say Dalglish up front, I'd say I'll play. Oh God, the two in the it'd have to be Brian and how can I leave Arnold Murin out? No, I tell you what I'll do. I'll play Murin, Hoddle, Dalglish, Brian Robson behind them, and the goalkeeper would have to be Shilton. I think Peter Shilton would have to be the goalkeeper.